It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. The Hunter Medical Research Institute will take part in a wide-ranging study which will test known drugs on coronavirus patients. Known as the ASCOT trial, the study will be undertaken at 26 sites across Australia and New Zealand, including Newcastle's John Hunter Hospital. Researchers will trial drugs used to treat HIV and malaria on patients to see if they are effective in combating COVID-19. The Premier is defending the decision to allow students to progressively return to school in the Hunter and across the state, saying it has nothing to do with teachers' unions. Children will go back to class under a roster system from next term, with students to come face-to-face with their teacher one day a week from the start of week 3. Gladys Berejiklian says if coronavirus cases continue to stabilise, more days will be added by the end of term.
The union's position would be to have the children remaining online indefinitely, and we don't think that's viable, which is why we're doing what we're doing. We think it's important for every student in the state in May to go back to school.
Police say they've lodged a child at risk notification with the Department of Community Services after finding a 1-year-old child in a car pulled over for an RBT at Toronto. The 30-year-old male driver initially refused to submit to a test after he was pulled over on Anzac Parade on Tuesday, but later returned a positive reading to cannabis. His 20-year-old female passenger is due to face court in August, accused of striking and spitting on an officer who pulled them over. Newcastle Council is continuing to work with the Deputy Premier's task force to address the erosion crisis on Stockton Beach. The Department of Resources has been working to identify suitable areas for sand dredging, and Council hopes to have the best locations established by the end of the month. Deputy Lord Mayor Declan Clausen says Council has also been in talks with the Deputy Premier's office to use sand currently dredged from Newcastle Harbour as short-term solution to replenish sand near the Stockton Surf Life Saving Club.
City of Newcastle is working closely with some of our other stakeholders, including the Port of Newcastle, to understand their dredging, because it's important that we look at all sand options to make sure that we have the best possible solution to address this long-standing erosion crisis.
A draft coastal management program for Stockton will be on public exhibition from the 13th of May to the 10th of June, with all residents encouraged to have their say. As the coronavirus continues to impact the lives of local residents, the Hunter Community Legal Centre has extended their service line hours to provide free legal advice to those in need. The centre has seen an increase in clients seeking advice caused by COVID-19 uncertainty, including the threat of unemployment and eviction. The organisation's senior solicitor, Kim Richardson, says the legal advice line aims to give residents much-needed reassurance during this time.
People certainly are very distressed about the issues that they're facing as a result of COVID-19, and that's why we have taken this step of opening our advice lines longer so that we're able to reach more members of the community and to provide some legal advice and assurance to them in relation to those issues.
It's Driver Fatigue Awareness Day, and Hunter motorists are being reminded not to get behind the wheel while tired. The Centre for Road Safety says fatigue-related crashes are twice as likely to be fatal. Executive Director Bernard Carlin says drivers haven't been getting the message.
It's really important that everybody realise fatigue's now the second biggest killer on our roads. It's 18% fatalities in 2019. 62 people died in fatigue-related crashes, and over the last 5 years, more than 4,000 people have been seriously injured.
2NURFM Sport.
The Newcastle Rugby League is working towards a July 18 restart, but there are concerns the game won't survive if crowds aren't allowed to attend matches. The latest plans for a shortened season would see training resume on July 1, a day after the New South Wales Government's current public health order expires. Chief Executive Matt Harris says they'll know more by the start of June, saying August would be the latest potential restart to the games. Former Knights official Warren Smiles has denied comments made by former Melbourne and South superstar Greg Inglis, saying he was snubbed from getting an opportunity with the club. Back in 2003, Inglis was snapped up on a $500 scholarship with the Storm, having his fingers crossed for an offer from the Knights. Smiles says Inglis was on their radar, but in their eyes was taken and never received any contact from his manager. And Robert Thompson will be heading from Cessnock to Newcastle Racecourse today to ride Lady Herbert as the $3.80 favourite. The Hall of Famer has chalked up 4,441 career wins, more than any Australian jockey in history. And the winning numbers in Wednesday Lotto are 11, 4, 24, 19, 43 and 15, and the supplementaries are 12 and 8. 2NURFM News Time, 25 to 9.